Buzz's Retirement Garage. What was my biggest worry before I retired? And did that worry come true? My biggest worry when I retired at 63 and 10 months, which was last September, was the fact that I didn't feel like I had enough money. And I know many of you probably feel that way. You're always second guessing, you're always running numbers, you're checking with different people, which you should, to see if you can pull it off. But my circumstances, as some of you know, were a little different. Because at 63 and 10 months, I filed for Social Security. My wife was already on Social Security. And the reason I had to do that was because the company I was working for in Akron, Ohio, I'm in Cleveland, they lost a big contract, which we knew that we were going to because it went obsolete. And they resourced the new product into another country. So we lost a big revenue stream. So I kind of knew that my days would be numbered there or take a pay cut, which I wasn't willing to do. So I figured, okay, why don't I work out of Cleveland? So maybe let's say it was end of September, I had vacation, they paid me through October. So maybe after Christmas, I'll get another job. Well, I filed for Social Security, and then I figured, okay, well, if I get a job, I can make $22,000. And, that would be pretty good. So anything I spend, I can definitely backfill with that 22,000 if I could, make up to that. Now, how was I going to do that? Was I going to work part-time? Was I going to work full-time and then quit a job halfway through the year? What kind of pay would I get? Am I working at McDonald's for 15 bucks or whatever? All those things ran through my head. Well, then I started the YouTube channel. And I started that in December. I got my first payment in January. And that didn't look too bad. So I thought if I could keep this up, maybe I wouldn't have to go back to work. So YouTube is sort of a part-time job, but it's a nice part-time job because you get to meet, not meet in person, but you get to meet people through the YouTube channel who comment, who send emails, who call my numbers or text me. So it's a nice avenue that works for me right now. Now, the YouTube income part of it, I'm going to reveal in January, so we can look back 12 months and see how much I made. But looking at that has helped me to kind of push down the fears that I would run out of money. And plus I did the experiment, and if you haven't seen me before, I hope you would subscribe and look back at some of the videos that I've done. My wife and I did a budget and tried to stick to a budget using our Social Security as our only revenue source. And we found out that we were able to go 12 months and spend about $1,000 above and beyond what we received in Social Security. So that experiment worked out pretty good, and it helped me to realize that maybe I won't run out of money, but at the same time, I didn't have any major issues. I didn't have to put on a roof, which we did 6-7 years ago. I didn't have to have my air conditioning or gas heater fixed, or replaced, I should say. I didn't have to have a refrigerator, $2,500, right? I didn't have to have a dishwasher replaced. I didn't have to have major plumbing issues. I didn't have any super things that were or a car replacement, right? So I didn't have any major issues, and that's not going to happen. We're not going to get that lucky every year. This year, next year, the following, it's only going to get to a point where more money is going to be put out. So what do I do? And then Joe Kuhn had put out a video. I know some of you watch him. He put out a video about long-term health care because I think his mother him and his mother are dealing with some things here. And what am I doing about that? So I still have some question marks, and I'm not sure. In other words, my feelings are that I'm okay for right now, but the future, you just don't know what it's going to hold, right? You just don't know what's going to happen. So there's always that in the back of your mind. There's always that, geez, what if? What if? If you get a big, chunk of money that has to come out, how do you replace that? So it's best for me to either continue to do a YouTube channel, which I enjoy doing, or and coupled with a part-time job. So I'm weighing all those things in my mind, and the bottom line is, did I have that fear 14 months ago? Yes. Do I have that fear now in December of 2024? Yes. It has not gone away. I'm not in that position where I'm comfortable enough to say that I can get through this retirement with no issues. Now, some of you out there, you don't have that problem. You've run the numbers with your financial people. You've looked at a lot of different things. You've run the simulations, and everything looks good. And kudos to you. That's absolutely great. And that's the way it should be. The fortunate thing for me is we do have everything paid off. We have the house paid off. We have the car paid off. We don't have any debt at all. So we're in a position where we don't owe anybody except for our property tax, which we need to pay $5,000, $5,100 every year. That's something that has to be done, or we lose the house, right? Which is, yeah, not something I really want to look forward to, that's for sure. But long-term health care, that's a big thing, and I need to look into that deeper. How best to protect our assets, how best to get through this as we age. I'm still a youngster. I'm just going to hit 65 in January. So, what happens when I get to 70 or 75? Things are not going to get easier. They're not going to get better financially. So now's the time to continue, for me, now's the time to continue to make money. Continue to just pad the bank account a little bit, or not touch it at least, and try to pad it up a little bit and try to get myself in a position where I feel more comfortable. And I'm not there yet. So my biggest fear going into retirement is not having enough money. My fear now is not having enough money. So, but I'm not dreading it. I'm not sitting here worried about it every waking moment. I think about it, and then I plan, and I try to act on what I think I need to be doing. And like I said, keep doing the YouTube, and if I have to, pick up a part-time job while I'm still young, because once I get into my 70s and 75 years old, it's going to be a lot tougher to find a job, especially a physical one. So we'll have to see how things go, but that's kind of what I'm thinking today is, I'm okay, but I want to be a little bit better. So anyway, I'll keep doing YouTube, and I hope you guys just keep watching. And if you can, subscribe to the channel, and let's make 2025 a good year for me and for you. So take care, Buzz's Retirement Garage.